Hi, I'm Charlie.
And I'm Liz.
And we are the Adventure Closet.
And today, we wanted to create a video all about a Nomad Job called Digi-key.
Not to be confused with the Pokemon clone Digimon. If you're familiar with that.
Yes.
So.
Should we just jump into this?
Yeah, let's do it.
We made another video about a Nomad Job that we did in a similar area here in Minnesota. The beet harvest, the sugar beet harvest.
Yes.
Which was in Crookston. We are in Thief River Falls, Minnesota. And it is through the same employment agency.
Express.
Yes,
Employment.
Express Employment. They employed us for the beet harvest. They'll be employing us again this next fall. So if you haven't signed up yet, go see our next video, and there's a link in there. But Express, we went through Express to do this job.
Yeah, so we found this job on workcampers.com. The one where you have to pay like $30 for to see the jobs, but we got a free trial, and just before our free trial was up, this job popped up, and it said that it was in Minnesota, and we were like, well, that's going to be cold.
Because like, what time of year was it? We were
I think it was January when we found the job.
Yeah, so it was already winter when we found it.
Yeah. And we were looking for just any kind of work camping job, like maybe at a campground or something, just to try something new, because we like to try new stuff. So we found this job and we applied, and there was a little test that you had to take, which wasn't too difficult. It's a little bit of math, a little bit of, can you tell the difference between this color sequence and this color sequence? And from there, it wasn't really a verbal interview. It was more like, you're hired. When can you start? And we were like, well, when's the next available? And that was March 20th.
Mm-hmm. They did have us do a urinalysis.
Oh, yeah, drug test.
Yeah, so we went in and did that. But yeah, it was pretty easy, slam dunk. Got the job.
Yeah.
They told us when to show up. What was it? We got our hotel
like
several days.
Yeah, 4 days before we actually got the job. Mm-hmm. And the hotel room is included. That's one of the reasons we took the job, because they pay for your hotel. It's not taken out of your paycheck like the beet harvest is. And it was, we were like, why not? Let's try it. As long as we don't have to live in the van in -30 winter blizzards, which, if you haven't seen the videos of us getting here, those are quite entertaining. We'll link those below.
Yeah, I've never seen so much snow in my life. So yeah, we were really glad to have the hotel.
Yeah, we got stuck at a rest stop for over 24 hours in a blizzard. We were driving on sheets of ice. Quite the adventure to get here. Yeah.
But, as a nomad, and if you're a nomad watching this, you know the value of instant hot water, a flushing toilet,
showers,
electricity, Wi-Fi, microwave, refrigerator, a TV. There's a lot to be said for that, plus housekeeping.
Yeah.
Oh,
and another thing, if you're a nomad with a dog, you would have to find an apartment, but they will cover $1,000 per person at the time of filming this for rent. So if you find a place that's cheaper than $1,000 a month for rent, or $2,000 a month for rent if you're two people, like a couple, then you could get an apartment with a dog and still do this job. So that's a huge bonus for people traveling with dogs.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if you're a person, trying to save up for a down payment on a house or something, to live live and work somewhere where you don't have to pay for your housing is huge this day and age. So that was a huge bonus for us.
Yeah.
Taking this job.
So the job pays, as of now, $20 an hour. No benefits, none of that. You have to work like 500 hours to get paid time off. But they do work around schedules, and you can request time off unpaid, which is nice as well.
And it's a minimum requirement of 3 months of working. Some people, because it is through Express, will line it up so they take 3 weeks of work off in the fall from Digi-key to go work the beet harvest because they can make a little bit more money in a short amount of time. And then Digi-key takes them right back.
Yeah,
so,
Express definitely works with you on that because it's through the same company, and they know that some people enjoy doing the beet harvest.
Yeah, so that's really cool.
Yeah. Okay, now we can get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
So we did not realize how intense the training was going to be. And when I say intense, I mean, it's long and very thorough. So if you have fears going into this job, don't worry about it. You're going to have ample opportunity to learn before they put you out into the actual work environment. Like we sat at computer desks for weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then after those 2 weeks, you team up with a mentor, somebody that already works there, and you spend at least a week, usually 2 weeks. We both spent 2 weeks. And if you need more time, you can spend 3-4 weeks with a mentor if you need to. And they basically walk you through the job and help you learn the ropes, basically.
Mm-hmm. And we were paid throughout the training. It was 8 hours a day, $20 an hour. Mm-hmm. You can't do any overtime, or at the time we did this, we couldn't do any overtime until we had completed our training and being mentored. And then after that, it was 4 hours of overtime that you could do every day.
Yeah, up to 4 hours.
Yeah.
There was, at the time of recording this, for the 3 months we were there, the first month was training, so it doesn't really count. But the 2 months, there was an hour of mandatory overtime. So you are working 9 hours a day minimum, which they may stop, they may continue. It basically goes month by month.
Mm-hmm. But we've never worked anywhere that had mandatory overtime. Mm-hmm. So that was interesting. We were okay with it because we're here to make some money.
Yeah. We've been working 11, 12-hour days pretty much the whole time that we were able to do overtime.
Yeah, and plus they have weekend options too, which we haven't done because we're doing this. We got to work on the YouTube stuff on the weekends. But every day during the week, it's been 11, 12-hour days. Yeah,
last week we did 5 12-hour days.
Mm-hmm. And it's time and a half after that 8-hour mark.
Yeah.
Or after 40 hours for the week. And so that's kind of motivating, when there's the two of us working and we're both getting time and a half. That'll keep you going.
Yeah, if you're a couple, you can rack up some money pretty quick. I mean, even if you're single, because you're not paying rent. This hotel and the other hotel that we did have to change hotels because of some booking issue. They both had free breakfast, so there's one meal out of the day that you don't have to pay for, too.
Mm-hmm. And our commute has been, 5 minutes one way?
Yeah.
So we're hardly going through any fuel, which is great.
Yeah, except for our explorations.
Yeah. If you want to go see something, you got to drive a ways on the weekends. But
yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's okay.
At the end, we'll tell you a little bit about this town, Thief River Falls, too.
Yeah.
So after training,
Yeah. So after
Let's get
training,
into the meat of what the job is.
yeah, you guys want to know what we actually do for this company, right? Or what we did for this company. And I want to add too, we're not like sponsored or anything by the company. It's just we're sharing our real experience and what we think of it, so that maybe somebody that's interested in it might benefit from this.
Yeah, we didn't see any videos on YouTube that really explained what the job was.
Right.
And there are people that have been there for several years doing this job.
Yeah. So, and I mean, I know a famous YouTuber, Bob Wells, he had some videos on this, but really we couldn't find something really thorough. So, because I have a lot of anxieties when I go in to do new things, so I like to research. And I think a lot of people that watch YouTube like to research.
That's probably why some of these people are watching this.
Yeah, right. So we want to be as detailed as possible without boring you.
Okay, speaking of boring you, the job.
The job. Okay, the job.
What we actually do. So we are assigned a bay, and a bay is a station with a computer, and it has anywhere from 2 rows of shelves to 10 or 12 rows of shelves. And the shelves are 10 tiers high, and they have little bins that range anywhere from 4 inches to 16 inches. And you have product in those bins or on the shelf. And you get a little ticket printed out at your station, and you look at what you need from the station on this ticket, and it tells you where to go, how many you need. You go there, you count them out. Sometimes you have to pay attention to like a date code and a lot code on there, which a lot of times it's as simple as just scanning something and the date and lot are already in there. And then you scan the product, you scan the bin, you put the bin in a bag or wrap it up nicely so it doesn't get damaged, depending on what it is.
You put the product in the bag, not the bin. You've been doing the job wrong.
Oh, shoot. They didn't tell me. Anyway, so yeah, you put the product in the bag, and then it's a conveyor belt system, so you have to scan your station and then scan the tote. The thing you put product in, you put like 5 or 6 different orders in one tote, and then you send it off on the belt. And that's literally the job.
And our job was picking. There's other jobs there. There's packing, which is the next step after the picking. So we, picked the product, packaged it up somewhat, but the conveyor belt takes it off to the packer, and the packer will double check your count, make sure that you're accurate, and then they secure it for shipment. And then it goes to the next worker who is shipping, who makes sure that everybody, that the packer securely did everything. And then they put the final label on it and send it on its way. So, picking is just what we happen to be trained for and the position we were put into.
Yeah.
So there's many, many other jobs there.
And the job may evolve through time because they're working on, setting up a new system in a new building just across the street, which we actually are sending product over from the old building to the new building too at times to fulfill orders over there.
You guys are probably wondering when we say product, like what is it in our bays and our aisles that we're actually packaging up for people? We're both in what are called bulk bays, where it's a variety of things. Like I have wrenches. I sell static bags. I sell them.
You sell them.
I package. It feels like I have a store and I'm fulfilling orders.
It kind of does feel that way, yes. Yeah.
But
so there's like anything that has to do with electronics, capacitors, resistors, thermistors, diodes, LEDs, breadboards, which are the little circuit boards that you put stuff on, USB cables, wrenches, tweezers. They sell probably hundreds of thousands of different kinds of products.
Who's its and what's its galore.
Yeah.
You want thingamabobs?
You got like 1 million.
Yeah, and 20 if you count them accurately.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, we've been at this for 3.5 months now, so
yeah,
it's been our life.
It has.
Yeah. But it's kind of interesting. I like being in a bulk bay because of the variety of things. There's still, every day I'm getting an order for something I haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
But there's bays where it's just cut tape, which is like...
there's strips of capacitors, resistors, and things that come on like either paper or plastic strips or in little dishes. Sometimes there's even like HDMI connectors or something on a strip of something in a roll, and you pull it out, count them out. You can there's counters and there's scales and things to help you quickly do your job. But the cut tape is basically just pulling it off of a reel, cutting as many as you need, and then shipping it in a bag.
Yeah, and then there's MSL, which is moisture sensitivity levels.
Yeah.
Which is kind of fun because we can move around and change, go work in different bays when we're low on work. Mm-hmm. So sometimes I'll go over to an MSL bay where I can't touch the products. Because they're really sensitive to moisture, and if I do, they've got to be sent off to be baked to get the moisture back out of them. But you go through a different process with those, and it's just
you use tweezers to pick them up, mm-hmm. or suction cups.
These little suction cup things that make farty noises sometimes. So, when you're working somewhere 12 hours a day, you got to mix it up and
you got to make it fun.
Make it fun, yeah.
Yeah. And that's pretty much the job. We are here to answer questions for you guys in the comments if you mm-hmm. have any. Now let's tell you a little bit about the place that we're in. This is Thief River Falls, Minnesota. It's about 45 minutes, 50 minutes from Grand Forks, North Dakota, and there's nothing else close. It's like a 45-minute drive to Crookston. It's a 45-minute drive to some other little towns you've never heard of. But so it is kind of isolated. Amazon packages take about a week to get here, even if you have Prime. So it's different being here. As for entertainment, there's a bowling alley. There's a few bars, which we haven't been to any of those because those really aren't our thing. There's several parks. There's fishing in the river. There's boating. Now, this is all weather dependent, depending on what time of year you're here, because we've actually walked on the river and it's been frozen. So,
which I don't think we ever showed that footage. Maybe we should show that footage here.
Yeah. As for food, there's a McDonald's, there's a Dairy Queen, there's 2 Mexican restaurants, there's a Chinese buffet, which is not really a buffet. You just kind of go into the buffet and fill up a thing and then leave. You can't eat there. It's not an all-you-can-eat buffet. There's a Subway, an Arby's, a Taco John's, which is kind of like a Taco Bell, but a little more expensive, although I haven't been to Taco Bell in a long time.
But it is somewhat of a food desert, so don't expect going to the restaurant that it's going to be full of fresh vegetables, because it's not, and that's something I've really been missing is that. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can get some vegetables at the store, but the restaurant food around here is subpar, is not the greatest.
Yeah, it's okay. It is what it is. There isn't a lot of stuff for us, but if you're a meat eater, there's probably more things. Like
That's true.
there's a restaurant right outside our window here that we haven't even tried.
And it's a burger place, and they're super busy all the time.
Yeah.
What's that called? The Hive?
The Hive.
So maybe that's a good place to eat. So
yeah. The first hotel we had, there was laundry in the hotel, but there's a nice laundromat across the street here. That's fairly priced. It's like what, $4 or $5 to do our laundry for the week.
Yep, we actually went there today.
There is a Fleet Supply, a Walmart. There's a library here, and if you're here for the 3 months, you can actually get a library card using the address at the hotel. They allow that. So you can check out books or what have you. The internet's hit or miss at the hotels. It's kind of a little slow, but sometimes it's okay. What else is in this town?
A lot of farmland.
Well, that's outside the town, but yeah.
The area is really cool for bird migration. So we got here in the winter and got to see the transition of spring. And so it's a really great place for bird watching.
Yeah. As for like hiking, there's no real hills or anything, but there is some wildlife refuge. But you do have to watch for ticks. There's a lot of ticks, but I guess that's an area thing. East Coast apparently has a lot of ticks too. Yeah, so that's probably pretty much it.
Yeah. Some things that helped us get through. I do want to talk a little bit more about
the job.
Okay. A fear that I had in starting this job is I knew it was going to be a lot of standing on my feet on concrete. Coming from a background of sitting at a desk before we started van life, I thought that would be a really hard transition. Both Charlie and I have back issues, but because of the extensive training that they did where they had us sitting at a desk at first and then they kind of slowly acclimated us to it, it kind of made that transition easier. I'm not going to say that it isn't hard to be on my feet on concrete for 12 hours a day, but that definitely helped, and your body does adapt pretty quickly.
Yeah, it took about a week. It took about 2 weeks for your feet to slowly stop hurting. Because, I mean, we hike a lot too, and just standing on concrete for 8 to 12 hours a day it's pretty brutal on the feet.
Yeah, it's something you can't really train for unless you're standing on concrete to train for it. So, so yeah, just I wanted to mention that because some of you might be thinking that. I was thinking that before I started the job. And then we have done some things that we have done to make our time here successful. It's been awesome that we've been able to kind of work as a team. So meal planning has been huge. We make a grocery list. We use Google Task, which is a great app to make a grocery list on. But we go once a week so that we don't have to stop during the week because there's no time. And especially if you're doing 12-hour days. So we go get all our groceries for the week. Sunday night, I make 4 days of lunches. Fridays, we just wing it because
it's Friday.
Because it's Friday.
And it's a small fridge.
Yeah, and salads, I feel 4 days max. I tried, and the 5th day salad is not good.
No.
So yeah, so that's been huge. And then you've been kind of in charge of the dinners. I'll let you talk about that.
We basically just are slow cooking while we're at work. We'll just set up the slow cooker with beans, or rice really doesn't really work very well, but wild rice does. Potatoes, soups, stews. Yeah.
And we have an Instant Pot that has a slow cooker option.
Yeah.
So that has been so handy dandy.
Yeah.
Because it's so nice knowing that at the end of the day there's a hot meal waiting for us, and it keeps us from finding a drive-through or, you know, the things you eat when you're tired and you're hangry, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a huge tip right there. Some of the hotels around here don't allow it though, so make sure you comply with that. What else do you feel has made this easier for us?
Knowing we have an end date.
Yes.
Because there are some people that have been here for years, and this, to me, it's my personal opinion, this is a job. This is not a career. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are some people that live here that are actual Digi-key employees that are not temps that have been in the job for 20 plus years because they have great benefits for actual Digi-key employees, and it's pretty much the only thing around here that will pay well. But it can get a little monotonous, but you just kind of got to make it fun. Almost all the people, actually most of the people we interact with on a daily basis that are there are great people. They're nomads, a lot of them. Mm-hmm. So you instantly will have something in common.
Yeah, we didn't go into this thinking we were going to make friends, and we have so many new friends right now. You guys wouldn't even recognize us because we don't usually have a lot of friends around us. But at this place, I feel like we've connected with most everybody we work with.
Yeah.
And I think it's because it's the nomadic community through the express workers. Yeah. That have come here from all around the country and around the world.
Yeah, around the world.
So that's been really neat.
Yeah. Well, if you guys have any questions, please drop them in the comments and we'll be glad to ask. Hopefully we covered enough here today for this. And thanks for watching. That was fun.
That was so much fun.
Yeah.
Because we're 3.5 months done and we get to hit the road again.
Yeah. Like, as of right now, we have a week left. Week and a half.
Yeah.
So, we're ready to hit the road.
Yes.
But, honestly, this is a great option to come back to.
Mm-hmm. And they told us that we had that option.
Yeah.
To come back. So...
yeah.
We have that in our back pocket if we need it.
Yeah.
So, and if you want to sign up for this, we'll put a link down below. And there is a referral option down there. I don't know if they give us a kickback for referrals for this job.
They might. Like
they do the beet harvest. But either way, if you do, we'd appreciate it if you put our name down. If not, no big deal. But... again, let us know if you have any questions. Thank you for watching this. If you do like nomadic content, we do a lot of adventures and rock hunting, hiking, get into history, traveling all over the country and hopefully the world. Please subscribe.
Bye now.
Bye now.